top of the skin onto the noodle. But the last one is going to be horizontal to keep it from flipping. And to keep it from flipping, you want this part attached to the noodle there, so that way it doesn't go like this. However, the trick is you don't want anything stuck onto the cropped edge because that's healing. So how do you prevent that from happening? That little part, you put a reverse tape to tape, so that this is not sticky. And any tape will do. You can get like a tape at Dollarama for $1, and that tape will do.
So there you've got like a gauze or something, right?
This is not a gauze, this is a tape.
Oh,
so I put a tape to the Leukotape.
Oh, okay.
So essentially the non-sticky part touches the ear.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
So you see now it's dry. There's a little bit of secretion, but it's fine now. Usually I put this last, but here I had to put another vertical one on top because it was flipping too much. So usually you can take that one off the same way. You see, I can put this one off because this one also same thing. So essentially you put a reverse tape on that side.
And what kind of a tape is this?
It's this is what I use.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Or you can use some basic cheapo medical tape, as long as what touches the ear is not sticky. You can even put a piece of paper. It'd be a tiny bit uncomfortable just because it pulls on the ear.
Yeah.
You want to start at the bottom.
Okay.
And you want to pinch this nut where it's cropped.
Okay.
Do it slowly. If there's any hair, you want to do it in the way where the hair is going. So right now, so it's just tape, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But this part, she's going to be a little annoyed. See?
Good girl.
There you go.
Oh, so good.
You know, if it's a little dirty, you can clean it up, but now it's perfectly fine. So you want to repost it as soon as possible, unless it's kind of moist and you want her to take a little bit of a break. So on each side, you're going to want 2 flaps.
Okay.
And the first one.
So you're cutting about 3 inches there? Or 2?
Yeah, because I'm going to show you essentially, it doesn't have to be the whole ear, because the whole ear, because you're going to put 2 on each side, right? And then you want to, so you're going to want, this is one of the key things, you want to put some, so both ends were cut, so it doesn't really matter. You want to create a bit of a slant, right? See?
Okay.
All right, and then you're going to carve the inside so that the top of the cranium kind of sits in it and it's more stable. And not all the way to the edge. You want to leave a little bit, otherwise you're going to collapse a little bit. You're going to cut it about a 1/4 inch above where you measure it, because you can still cut it after whatever is in excess. All right. Now, I like to carve this because it basically reduces the volume and the weight. It's not a huge deal, but it helps a little bit. Then I cut. So this is going to be like this. It's going to be the back. I like to cut the back a little bit like this. So that's going to be useless. But you don't have to do that. These are little details. So the face is going to be like this, tall end in front, and then cut the back if you want to.
Yes.
So, obviously, so you want to go along the crop without touching the stitches.
Okay.
And you want about a 1/4 inch going over
Okay.
the tip. So you're just basically going to put it there. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? There we go, little trooper. That's better. There we go.
Okay.
Boom.
Perfect.
Then you can do the same thing with this side. I'm touching the stitches, no big deal, because it's been 4 days, and the next time, if everything goes according to plan, it will be a while. So I mean, this will be nice and dry. If you can keep it, if it doesn't fall off, you leave it.
Okay.
I mean, quite literally, if it goes for 2 weeks, fantastic.
Okay.
Because the great thing about this technique is there's not going to be any infection here or here.
Yeah.
The infection is always on the cropped part.
Right.
And this post is to leave that part exposed. So
Right.
if there's any
So
infection,
it
you're going to
gets
see
to
it.
air
So
and
as long as the ears are up, you're cool.
yeah.
What you're going to see is over time, even though there's good adherence, the ear is going to slide under the tape.
Okay.
So this is going to become more loose
Yep.
and more likely to flip.
Okay.
This might be the reason why you want to change it.
Okay.
But you know, with the double I'm about to do, usually it's going to maximize the period that is being posted. For the second one, you want to grab as much skin as possible, but not to get into that bumpy stuff because it's not going to stick there anymore.
Right.
So you want to get in there like this, maybe in a bit of an angle, and just put it over there like this.
Okay.
So this is perfect because I got the bottom of the noodle here,
Okay.
and so it's going to annoy it, but you kind of want to pinch it gently,
Like
a little
into
bit.
the cartilage a little bit, right?
Exactly. So
Yeah.
it kind of sticks there.
Yeah,
And you kind
okay.
of massage your nose. she gets her attention elsewhere.
Yeah.
So with your nail, if you do this, it's very nice with the skin. It's not annoying, and it gets it to adhere a little bit more to the ear.
Okay.
And then this you have to do with the finger. Oh, you're being so good. So here's the fun part. So that wraparound, you have to be careful. You don't do it tight. It has to be loose. The ear here, when you stick it here, and so I'm going to do the whole thing instead of two different ones.
Okay.
You don't want this to be pressed all the way because then it reduces the circulation. It's a pressure point, and it's just it's not good for the post in general. So you want this right in the middle. And so here's the thing, you want it as low as possible to prevent the flip, but the lower, the more you don't want to flip this backward. You want the ear to stay forward. So this is exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going low. What are you doing? What are you doing? All right. Come on over here. There we go. And then just a little bit. See? And just a little bit. So basically it's to anchor this to the back of the noodle.
Mm-hmm.
And then basically the ear is just in the way, so that's why you have to put the non-adhering surface so that the crop part doesn't get stuck. So usually I trim this. Now this is going to be a little sticky, but no big deal because no one touches it really. Usually I should have folded it over. I can still do it. Yeah, it's annoying when you touch that part. I'll just leave it like this, unless you want to play with it later, but I would just leave it like this because with dust, it's just going to stop sticking, and it doesn't have anything to stick to anyway.